Baby Dwell, I might just make myself late for my hot yoga class, but this is an important download. Whenever you have some sort of injury or accident, something like that, know that it is telling you, it is literally begging you to pay attention, to slow down. Pay close attention to your physical surroundings. If you start tripping, if you fall, if you witness somebody else that is in your surroundings, something that causes some kind of erratic result or effect, there's been a lack of presence. There's been some kind of lack of presence. And we might not know exactly why, maybe we do, but what's really important is that we use this as a cue and a very important clue to pay attention. We are all psychic in that way. If we are aware, then we have a very strong grasp of the timeline that we're on. We can see ahead. It's just like if you're walking on a path, sure, you might not see miles down, but you know what lies ahead, and you know how to make the best decisions so that you're not tripping. So know that if you are tripping and falling victim to injuries, or people even around you are, know that it's because there are blinders on somehow. There are blind spots. Attention is not being paid. Presence and awareness is not happening. And I think that there are just certain periods in our lives, perhaps, where the amount of attention that we've given prior has been fine, but we're entering a phase where there just needs to be more of this deepened sense of awareness and presence. And it might not make sense to us in the moment, but what's important is that we listen and that we follow through. Just like any story might not always make the most sense if we're just stuck in the middle of it. If we're halfway through, we want to know how it ends, we get antsy, but we have to see it through. It's our duty and our responsibility to honor our lives in such a way that we follow through and that we listen to the clues, even if they don't make the most sense at the time. I'm filming this during a retrograde season, Venus and Mercury retrograde season. And because of all these influences happening, I found myself succumbing to a few injuries and witnessing people close to me. I in particular was sustaining a few foot injuries, which was really interesting. I have been running a lot in the past almost year now. Every day I would go running, and I'd go for long walks. I had a step goal, right? And I stuck to that every single day, but it's been very difficult for me to lately. Partially due to lack of energy, but mainly because I like to follow through. Even if I'm feeling tired, I'll still take myself on a nice walk or whatever. But I've been incapacitated, so to speak. Not so much currently, but that's because I keep receiving these cues and these clues, and I'll tell you what they are. One day I was at the beach a couple weeks ago, and I accidentally dug my foot into a rock, and it was bruised, my foot, the bottom of my foot, and I couldn't really walk properly for a couple days. And I then stopped doing heavy lifting at the gym, and I would just go for long walks instead. After I was able to walk properly, I could put on a certain pair of sneakers and I would feel okay. But that took me out of heavy lifting, that took me out of running long distance, and it took me off my feet, made me slow down. And then once that injury recovered, I went for a long walk in my slippers, not slippers, they're like sort of leather flip-flops, and the bottom of my feet got burned a little bit. And it was at that point just really inarguable that I was being shown, hey, it's in your best interest to slow down right now. Even if logically you think that what is best for you is to stay active and to, keep going with these past held ideals, just trust me on this, trust yourself on this, and just slow down. Just slow down. Learn to accept, be in your body, and honor that. And so I did. And once that injury healed, I was in the shower and I was thinking, okay, I think I'm gonna go for a run today. And as soon as I had that thought, I'm in an Airbnb right now, this giant bottle of Kirkland body wash fell on my feet. Again, another inarguable sign. The thing is that if I didn't believe in synchronicities and in clues and in our psychic abilities, I probably would have brushed all these things off. A past version of myself wouldn't have connected the dots. I wouldn't have given much significance to these things. I would have stayed in my very hyperlogical mind of, again, having the blinders on. Think about that. If I had those blinders on of I need to hit my step goal, I need to fulfill a certain ideal of what I think fitness and health is, then yes, I would have continued down on that same path, and who knows what would have happened. I could have kept injuring myself, or I honestly don't know what exactly I am being either guided away from or guided towards, but I don't need to know. Because I trust in this process. I trust in these synchronicities and in this guidance. I trust myself. It's been quite of a loaded weekend. I was actually another really dramatic episode this weekend that just goes to show, and this was on the 22nd of March, so it was a bit of a peak day, astrologically, celestially speaking. I was at a restaurant with some family. My grandpa was 85 years old, and we were all just talking like normal. We were sitting in these high chairs, which none of us really thought much of. But I remember thinking before I got there, I really wish I had chosen the restaurant. Things don't always really nag me, at least not anymore. But I remember I wanted to choose the restaurant that we went to, but I didn't really say anything about it. I just had this feeling. I was like, I don't really want to choose the restaurant. I don't know where we're going here. Like, sure, it's a popular location, but I was like, just something. I don't really want to go here. And so we were sitting and also behind another more context is, I felt that the restaurant that we were going to was a bit too registic. Registic kind of means like high energy, sometimes frenetic, bustling. That's kind of energy. I wanted to go to a place that was a little bit more quaint, more cozy, more yin, because that is really what the energy of this period is. It's telling us to slow down, go inward. And the place that we were going to just wasn't aligned with that energy. So that's also very important. So we're sitting in these high chairs, and I was just talking to my cousin, and my grandpa is trying to get up out of his chair to go to the restroom. And it all happened so fast. He seemingly just flew backwards. He fell backwards and hit his head. And he was unconscious for a few moments. And in that moment, I really thought that we were going to lose him. And I thought, wow, what a tragic way to go. And I was just, again, I was just almost in disbelief, because his wife, my grandma, recently passed, and I was just having a bit of a deja vu moment. And I remember thinking, how could this be the moment? How could this just seemingly sneak up on us like this? This is really bizarre. And this was the day after my brother's wedding. He was packing for his honeymoon as we were out for dinner. And my mom wasn't even there, my grandpa's daughter. It was mainly people who were not related to him. I was the only one blood related to him. And it was just this, it was this instant message of pay attention. Because obviously, whenever we have moments like this where we almost lose somebody, because he is okay now. He's back home. He was in the hospital for a bit. He's good now. Not only do these things allow us to appreciate a person more, right? But overall appreciate presence more, appreciate the moment more. What does that appreciation do? It sinks us deeper into it. Because this was so sudden and so traumatic and out of nowhere, it further instills this idea of, please be present, please slow down, please be here with us and be connected. It's these inarguable messages in our lives that are just really pleading for us to listen. And so I want you to know that in your everyday lives, there are always clues around you. There are always clues around us, telling us, guiding us on where to go. And if we are grounded and present in our bodies, there's no way that we can make a wrong decision, even if things feel challenging. If we have the joy and the peace knowing that we are doing what feels right in our bodies, we can't go wrong. And so, with that said, I have lots more to share from this weekend. It's been a very busy weekend. Stay updated on any thoughts of mine. You can find me on Instagram at angelicaundergrace. No underscores, it's just the words angelicaundergrace. I'll write it in the description below. But I hope that this video has encouraged you to pay more attention to the present, to slow down, and to not allow the hyperlogical mind to get in the way of that. So yeah, it's been a pretty busy weekend for me. I've been in Kentucky for my brother's wedding. It's my only sibling, the only wedding of my sibling that I'll be going to. So it's been quite a full weekend. I'm still processing everything that's happened within the past 72 hours. And so there'll be lots more to come from me. Until then, stay tuned and take care of yourselves. Be present, be well. I love you so much. I hope to see you soon.